Fade in. Ambience. Daytime. Setting. Inside a local diner. Time? Why do I keep asking that? Anyways, it seems that both me and the listener have made our way to this local diner. The food and coffee were nice, but I was more concerned and focused on solving this case above anything else. How's the food over there? Well, better enjoy it while it lasts. We still got a case to solve, remember? That is true. Working on an empty stomach is like digging up buried treasure using only a spoon. Not exactly a smart thing to do. Yeah, only a spoonful. Why are you glad we randomly teleported here? A nice gesture. What do you mean? I see. So you were thinking about bringing me here to thank me for helping you. Well, you can thank me later, after we solve this case. You have another reason. Well then, spill it. This happens to be Jerome's favorite diner, which means he is going to be visiting it, right? As if perfectly on the listener's cue, the diner's door had swung open, and Jerome came strolling on through. He stirred up a quick little chat with the waitress on duty, told her to get him as usual, and as if he was some sort of superfly, he handed over the paper currency and told her to keep the change, followed by a smirk and a wink. My eyes were basically doing loop-de-loops at this point. He always does that? I see. So it must be part of his daily routine. So, what now? Good idea. We should do like yanderes and see what he's up to. We watched as the waitress came back with a paper bag and a cup of joe, handing them over to Jerome. He bid the mistress a farewell with a wink and strolled out of the diner. We both watched Jerome with a careful side-eye out of the window of the diner. We carefully sat down the checks and a tip. All right, let's go. Jerome may be a sneaky fella, but we were sneakier. Keeping our distance, wherever he went, we followed. Why are you shushing me? How is my narrating going to attract his attention? Relax, kiddo. He doesn't know that he's being followed. And looks like he does now. Drop the yap before we lose track. Now come on. Nice work, partner. At the speed you were going, Mr. Jerome, you would have better luck outrunning a sloth. We'll let go of you just as soon as you give us some answers. The name's Fake, Detective Fake, and this here is my partner. We need to ask some questions regarding a disappearance and a murder. The wrong guy, you say? Well, then maybe this picture will beg to differ. You recognize this man? You should. His name is BP. You sold him a cosplay suit that you had a while back. It was this one in particular. I'm asking because both him and the suit have gone missing, not to mention an assassination that took place a little while ago, with the culprit last seen wearing this exact same outfit. Well, we looked deeper into your track history, and we managed to uncover some connections you have to the fellow Soon gang. No, not as in Tsunderes, just Soon. It's been said that you had business with them on more than one occasion. I'm implying that there is a possibility that you called up one of the boys to kidnap one individual and took another one out of the picture, with the perfect disguise being that of a cosplay suit. In other words, you may as well be an accomplice to a potential double homicide. Then you better give me something that can save that tail of yours caught between your legs. A name, huh? Well then, give it. Billie Jean. Who is she? She's just a girl who claimed that you were the one. What in the name of Canada are you on about? Huh? Shush, my partner here is trying to tell me something. What is it, kiddo? Wait, she has a son? Lyrics to a song, huh? I see, but what does that have to do with anything? Yes, I've heard of the Capybara Club. What of it? The Soon Gang's favorite hangout spot. I see. But how could you tell? So let me get this straight. A singer named Miss Morrigan Mayday is going to make a guest appearance there tonight, and rumor has it she's going to perform a cover of a popular song. Correct? Kid, you might just be onto something. Oh, right. I almost forgot about you. All right, Jerome. You're free to go. But first... That's for making me run a whole mile. He'll be fine. The authorities can take it from here. Besides, we should head back. We need to get ready to go to this club tonight. Fade out. Fade in. Time skip. Ambience. City. Nighttime. After our interrogation with that Jerome fellow went smoothly, more or less, we found ourselves in the lot of the Capybara Club. Rumor has it the Soon Gang tends to come here often. Perhaps because it's one of their main fronts for money laundering, or something similar. Either way, if we're going to solve this case, then we're going to need as many clues as we can possibly get. What? Why do you look so confused? I'm not sure what you mean by sporadically jumping around from place to place, but it doesn't matter. Are you ready? My partner decided that it was time to put away their face of confusion, for now at least. We both stepped out of the car and took a good long look at it. The Capybara Club, a place where even the Kool-Aid Man himself would come for his liquid courage. But since we are here, we know that we were going to enter a pit of vicious cobras and vipers. We need to be careful, since we can only carry so much antivenom with us. A bouncer stops us at the entrance. The mini golem only spoke 2 words. Members only. Members only, huh? Well, have this. He took a look at the cards we managed to Ouch! What was that for, kiddo? I was in the middle of... The bouncer cleared his throat, pulled down his shades, and raised an eyebrow, like we somehow haven't smelled what he was cooking. But you see, I didn't have time for this weird face-off. Either he was going to let us in, or I'm going to call up a squad of neckos to dogpile him. Don't test my patience. He gave out a chuckle and let us through. All right, looks like we're in. Well, if he only let us in because he found me funny, then I should have brought the entire circus with me. Come on, let's go find a table before we become a sight for sore eyes. So, this Morrigan Mayday, what do you know about her? Let's just say I don't exactly keep up with the trendy pop artists of today. She's been nicknamed the Succubus, huh? Sounds like she's got quite the charm to her. Just as I said that, we heard the door opening, and we looked back. Sure enough, it was her. Tonight's star of the show, Morrigan Mayday. The way she came into this place, I knew right then and there. There was something different about this girl. The way she moved, her hair, her face, her lines, divinity in motion. As she stalked the room, I could feel the aura of her presence, and every head turned with feelings of passion and lust. The succubus. Now I can see where she got the nickname from. The girl was bad. The girl was dangerous. What? You know it's weird that you keep bringing up this self-narrating thing, right? Anyway, she obviously didn't come alone. I'm just going to assume that those two massive titans walking beside her are her personal bodyguards. You don't say. They're a lot bigger than that bouncer we dealt with. To put into perspective, these guys are built like Kingpin. Big, buff, and most importantly, wide. Say, how about you go snooping around this place a bit? See what you can gather from one of these gangsters up in this joint. As for me, I'm going after Miss Morrigan herself. Relax, kiddo. I know what I'm doing. This ain't my first rodeo. The two hulking titans escorted Miss Morrigan to a room renovated just for her and her outfits. The bodyguards stood on each side of the door, with their back to the wall. She opened the door and went inside, shutting it behind herself. The two guards shuffled close to each other, making it impossible to see the door. The door opens and closes again, but the guards remain stagnant and still. Looks like I'm in. Apologies for the intrusion, miss, but I had to come see you in a more closed quarters type of setting. Thankfully, I happen to be small enough to climb onto one of those titans' back unnoticed. I basically had a piggyback ride to your room without them even realizing. Relax, Toots. I didn't go through all this trouble to get an autograph. You see, I'm a detective. Detective Fake, of the ASMR agency. I need to ask you a few questions. Interesting. But I wasn't asking if you did have a husband, or if you were married. It's kind of odd how you would randomly bring that up, though. It's all right, miss. Although I can see where those parallels could have stemmed from. You got the characteristic of Jessica Rabbit, after all. If she had a second cousin, that is. It's whatever you make it out to be, Toots. I'm currently working on a case involving a dead woman, a missing friend, suit, and a script. I doubt it's someone you know. Her name is Annie, and no, she's not okay. She's dead, but I'm sure that in your line of work, you came across a lot of Annies, living ones at least. Of course I have a photo of her. Here. Ah, so you do know her. She's one of your personal hairdressers and groomers. Fascinating. Care to share anything you know about her? She was a writer. Interesting. Did she mention the kind of writing she does? Romance theme. I see. Anything else? A typewriter. So she sold a vintage typewriter to a local pawn shop a week or so ago before her untimely demise. All right then, what about this man in the white suit? Have you seen heads or tails of him? All right, so he came to one of your shows once. Could you tell me what he was doing? Was there anything off about him that you noticed? I see. Well, that doesn't help much, but I'll see what I can work with. Thank you for your time, miss. Wait, clothes. What are these for? Ah, I see. So this is your manager's uniform. I should put this on to trick the guards outside. Very well, then. Thank you, Miss Morrigan. I'm afraid I can't stick around to watch, Toots. I've got a case to solve. She had a look of sadness in her eyes, like a mother watching their child move out from their house for the first time. Unfortunately for her, my mind was already set. I changed into the manager's uniform, opened the door, and looked back. We stare into each other's souls for a moment before my head finally decides to give her a nod. Then I left, shutting the door behind me. The guards shuffled themselves apart, creating an opening for me. As I walked past the guards, it was just like how she stated. They may be titans, but they certainly were not the sharpest tool in the shed. I eventually made my way to my partner and tapped them on the shoulder. Let's go. Yes, it's me. Now come on, let's go. Just a temporary disguise, nothing fancy. So, did you find out anything? Wait a second. The Soon Gang owns a pawn shop. Funny enough, I was having a private chat with Miss Morrigan, and as it turns out, Annie was her personal hairdresser and groomer, and she mentioned that Annie had recently sold a typewriter to a pawn shop. You happen to have that shop's address? Good. I say we go pay it a visit. Had the trunk always been opened? Have your heater ready. Looks like someone might want to start a fire. We both clutched our side pieces and began to cautiously walk towards the car. When we got there, I took the initiative to open up the trunk while the listener looked around. Dear God, it's Jerome! Yeah, a dead skunk in the trunk, that's for sure. Well, at least the poor soul was done in nice and quick, unlike Billy. Hang on, there's a note here. This is my script. You are just the actors. Get your act together, or I'll make sure to remove you from the final cut entirely. No, nothing seems to indicate who wrote it. But whoever it is, they clearly don't want us to solve this case. Little did I realize just how right I would be. If Pandora herself sold canned goods instead of a box, then needless to say, we opened up a can filled with her dirty little secrets. Someone wants us out of their play, but the question is, who? Fade out. Letters fade in reading, End of Act 2. To be continued. Fade out. I don't know how I managed that, but I did that all in one go. No breaks. Went really smoothly, actually. Maybe I am that good.